Welcome back to Thoughts Late at Night, part 257. I hope you can hear me over the heater. The marvels of modern technology. Are heaters modern technology these days? I think so, because there are so many parts of the world where people don't have heat, they don't have clean water, they don't have food to eat, they don't have a lot of the freedoms and comforts that I take for granted. I saw that my friend, my childhood friend, got married the other day. I saw it on Instagram. It was so cute. She was absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous bride. There was a moment when she went up to the groom and tapped him on the shoulder. He turned around and saw her, and this look of just delight and glee came over his face as he saw her all dressed in her wedding dress and looking absolutely beautiful. I'm so happy for her. I remember a long time ago, I used to go over her house and we would have little sleepovers and we would talk about the future. Are we ever going to get married? Are we ever going to have husbands and children? And what are our responsibilities going to look like as adults? She's always been far, far more responsible than I have ever been. She has a unique family situation that requires her to be the big sister. And I've always been the little sister. And I've always admired that about her. She's able to thrive in situations where I would crumble. Anyway, the wedding was absolutely lovely. It looked like it was at not sure where it was, somewhere in California, I think. But the flowers were beautiful, the sun was shining. It was lovely. Whenever I see my friends conquer life milestones like that, of course, I'm so happy for them. I'm filled with absolute joy and pride that I have such successful and consequential friends with very full lives and people that love them and cherish them. Myself being one of them. But it brings home the fact that I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get married. I don't know if I'll live long enough to meet someone, fall in love. I've never been in love. I've been in infatuation, but that's not, it's the same thing. Actually, you know what? That's wrong. That's wrong. I did so much this year. I did so much this year. I got diagnosed again My liver disease came back. I need another transplant. Round three, let's go. Third transplant. Liver transplant. I'm still in the process of getting listed. Do you know how hard that is? It's so hard to get approved for adult transplants. And I am going through it with Georgetown. I mean, me and my cousin mostly actually. She's been taking care of me. She's been sacrificing just constantly to make sure that I am okay. I had tiny little inkling of suspicion earlier this year that I am neurodivergent. A year ago, I didn't even know what that was. I didn't know that that was a thing. And I got a new psychiatrist, and I walked into her office, introduced myself. The first thing she said was, "Are you autistic?" Am I autistic? And I was like, "Girl, no, what? I'm not autistic." But it planted that little seed. So I started reading about it. I just locked in because there has to be a reason why my life is like this. There has to be a reason why I am like this. Went through the whole process of self diagnosing. Found out I have autism and ADHD. Had it my whole life. Never diagnosed. I joined an autism hiring program. I got accepted into an autism hiring program because I wanted a job. I wanted to do something. You know, if I only have a few years left, I want to do something with those years that's meaningful. So I joined the autism hiring program through the Autism Association of Maryland. And I graduated. Can you believe that? I graduated. And on the day that I graduated, it was a day after I had gotten out of the hospital. And I said, I don't care. I don't care how sick and nasty I feel. I am going to this graduation because this meant more to me than my high school graduation. It meant more to me than my college graduation because it was something I knew was about me. It was about my ability to connect to other people and my ability to create community. It was so important to me to go. And I did go, showed up at the last minute, of course, because I can't be on time for things. We know that. I walked in right as my mentor, I call her my mentor, my employment specialist, right as she was telling the audience about all that I had accomplished and overcome so that I could be part of this program. Because I had been in the hospital throughout the entire thing. But I joined each meeting. I never missed a meeting. I missed one meeting because I had to have a surgery. But every other meeting I went to virtually. Even if I couldn't do the assignments, I made sure I showed up. It was important to me. It was important to me that they knew that I loved them and that they are part of me now. I walked in just as she was telling them about that, and it was kismet. Everyone turned and started cheering and clapping because nobody was expecting me to be there because everyone knew I had had a surgery, and I showed up. I still showed up. I showed up for myself this year in a way that I never have. And that is an accomplishment. That's a milestone, I think. Maybe one that my friends have overcome earlier, but I have a different set of challenges that make it difficult for me to meet those goalposts as early as other people, but I showed up this year. I got so sick that I had to move into a nursing home. That's where I am now. I'll be here until I have a transplant. I try to make it homey. I try to make it like home. And I've made so many friends here. People that have lost hope. They've lost sight of any type of connection to the outside. They've lost so much more than I have. And I'm glad I can bring some type of light and shine and sparkle. Because I do like to be as glittered as possible. I like that I can shine a light. I like that about myself. And that's something that I couldn't say a year ago, 2 years ago, a decade ago. I couldn't find anything that I liked about myself for so long. But this year, I'm starting to really love myself, even in the face of all these health challenges and financial challenges and problems at the nursing home, because oh honey, we've had problems. I didn't know how bad it was at nursing homes, but good lord, it's terrible, honey. I got my official diagnosis last Friday from ADHD. Can you imagine what I would have been if I had been diagnosed in childhood? Because it's not like this popped up later in life. There were signs, and they were apparent. They were apparent. They were clear signs. But I never got the attention I needed because I'm black and I'm a woman and I'm queer and I'm weird, and we tend to slip through the cracks. I went to a all girls private school with mostly white girls. I was never accepted into the black girl group. I didn't understand them. I didn't understand why they banded together against everybody else. I was like, why don't they socialize with anybody? I understand it now, of course. course, I understand it now. And I also understand that they got me early. They got me early. And I've had to undo a lot of the anti blackness that I learned at that school. But I've always been autistic. And it's always been obvious. I showed up. This year, I showed up for my friends, for my family, even if it wasn't in the right way, but I tried. I tried the best I could. And I showed up for myself. And my mentor, she calls me Glitter Lotus now, because the lotus flower is rooted in mud, rooted in something dirty and dark and deep and rich and full of mystery. But it rises to the surface of the water so that it can bloom. I've been doing that my whole life. Also, I am very glitter.